Hey, good morning everybody, and welcome to the vlog. I hope the start of your day is incredible. Good afternoon, good evening, whenever you happen to be watching it. I've got some things to talk to you about today. Let's push our problems aside and enjoy ourselves. And first thing we're gonna do is go into my anaconda enclosure. Of course, we got Aries back over here, right in the corner. He's looking at me like, what's going on there, Daddy? What are you coming into my enclosure for? And then of course, Ivy is in shed. Hi, baby girl, how are you, sweetheart? And the one thing that I wanna talk to you guys about a little bit is the things that we're excited about breeding here at the Reptarium. You guys know that BHB is all about breeding, but at the Reptarium, it's really about educational, training, behavior, experiences, stuff like that. But there are some animals that we're pretty excited about breeding, and my girl Ivy, of course, is one of them. I mean, it would just be absolutely incredible if we could produce some baby anacondas. I've been talking about this. Now, I will be honest with you, Lori's not too excited about it. Now, anacondas can breed in the early winter, like kind of in this area now, and they can sometimes breed in the spring. I've seen both ways, where babies are born, say, June area, but I've also seen babies born in like September, October. So we've seen some courting with Aries and Ivy, and Ivy is just cruising away over here. And again, you got to keep an eye on Aries over here because he's looking at me. You see him coming out? He's like, Dad, am I going to get fed today? Well, the truth is we've seen some courting, but we haven't seen the actual copulation yet. So there's a chance they could breed any time, or there's a chance that they might not breed until spring. I'm not worried about it. They're in here, we're feeding them, we're keeping them, stuff like that. But wouldn't it be amazing to have baby green anacondas? Again, a girl her size is going to lay anywhere from 20 to maybe even 30 big babies that are born really large. I mean, literally like 18 to 24 inches. Really cool. I cannot wait till we have little baby anacondas. And of course, you guys know that we've had success the last 2 years breeding Nova and Lilith. We're definitely excited. I didn't have as good a success this last year. We only hatched 2 little babies. We're 11 babies the year before. Nevertheless, you know, frill dragons are just amazing. And like I've mentioned in the past, when you get them as babies, fresh hatch, and you kind of socialize them right away, they turn into animals just like Nova here. Whereas a lot of frillies, I'll be honest with you, they're not too happy with people. They run away, they'll try to bite, they'll frill up, all that stuff. Ours are puppy dog tame. I mean, just take a look at Big Mac, our year and probably 2-month-old animal right here. Just absolutely dog tame, right? And basically, this guy has been being handled since he was literally a day old, and he is so habituated and socialized to people. It's incredible. So frill dragons can be pretty awesome. As a matter of fact, over at BHB is where we're keeping one of the little babies, kind of as a little mascot over in the office. Take a look at how cute this little monkey is right here. It's about 2.5 months old, and again, just with handling it all the time and so on like that, it's just become super, super docile. When it was a little tiny baby, it used to frill up, and it was so cute. Now it's not doing that. That's the thing, right? They use those frills as a defense mechanism. So once they become super comfortable and they don't feel threatened, they really never frill up. The only time I've ever seen Nova frill up is typically when he's eating, and every now and then, for whatever reason, he doesn't like night fury, the black reticulated python. So if you bring the black reticulated python near him, he'll frill up. Other than that, they typically don't use their frills. Speaking of night fury, for some reason he is super cranky today, and I can't seem to get him to calm down. Normally, he's really food motivated, but once he realizes that there's not food, he'll calm down. But today, he just seems to be like on fire. I don't know what is going on. Okay, he's starting to calm down a little bit now. Literally taking him out of his enclosure. I almost got bit like 5 times. Still coming around, he's still coming around. And you could just feel the tension in his body, right? And that's how I kind of realized that he's still not ready to be handled. And that brings me to my point, is I've thought about breeding Night Fury to butterscotch. But what happens sometimes is if they start to get into breeding mode, and oh my gosh, I'm in trouble. When these guys get into breeding mode, sometimes they'll start to get a little bit aggressive. And you have to start worrying about that aggression. Okay, he seems to be calmed down now. Maybe he was just in mega food mode and I couldn't break him. Typically what happens if he's in mega food mode, you just have to touch him once or twice and he's fine. And that's one of the reasons we ball train him, right? So he's been way better about not being out of control when we take him out. But this is a perfect example. Maybe it is kind of the smell in the air of some females, Butterscotch, Lucy, Daisy, and maybe he's just kind of turned on to that breeding mode. Males can be really aggressive during breeding season because they're going to fight with other males, and that's how they can show their dominance. But as you can see, now Night Fury seems to be calmed down. But that just reiterates maybe why I'm not going to breed him I really thought that it'd be awesome to have babies of Night Fury, but I tell you what, I want people to be able to hold them, and what I just went through with this guy right now, yeah, I wasn't going to be able to hold him. I tell you what, if I had put this around someone's neck, I was going to be taking a big risk. So even tonight, when we're open at the Reptarium, I think we're going to give him the night off because we don't want to take any chances. Just see what his personality does over the next couple days. And I tell you what, these little basilisks are getting huge now. Again, these are green basilisks, Basiliscus plumifrons, and these guys are incredible. You start to see the fin that's starting to come in. This, of course, is the male, and that fin will even get bigger, and you can see all the blues and the whites starting to come through. These are incredible. I'm going to be honest with you, I am really looking forward to breeding these. We have 3 females, and of course, this is the boy right here. And you know, they are super cheap now because you could buy them out of Florida for dirt cheap, but you know what? Producing these things is going to be absolutely epic. We're probably a year off, and in the next couple days we're actually moving these into their new enclosure that's going to be absolutely epic. Oh. And from one feisty black animal to another feisty black animal, of course, Pepper here. Pepper is an awesome animal, absolutely beautiful. Now, I'm not going to be breeding alligators here at the Reptarium or at PHP for that matter, but we have talked to Gatorland, and we may send Pepper down to try to get bred. You know, if we're talking about, whoa, slow down, Skippy. You're okay, baby. You're all right. Everything is going to be fine. If we're talking about maybe breeding it to an albino and maybe produce some snow alligators down the road, it'd be really cool. Again, I would always want to keep Pepper here long term, but I could see sending her down to Gatorland maybe for 1 season and see if we can't get eggs. Now that's going to still be, you know, maybe 4 or 5 years from now before Pepper would be big enough to actually potentially breed. But I would love to see little baby Peppers and potentially produce an albino melanistic, which would essentially be this snow alligator. Oh my gosh, that'd be cool. Again, don't know if it's going to happen, but we can certainly see that Pepper is not going to be in the water if we have people swimming with salt, right? Because it's a little bit feisty. Of course, one of our most ambitious breeding projects in the future is chicken strip and Abasuku. Chicken strip's getting big, getting a little feisty, so I'm hoping that this is going to go okay. Let's go ahead and get them. Whoa! Jeez, oh, peace! Stop! Oh my goodness gracious. Oh! Chicken strip, come on. Chicken strip, come on. Whoa! Whoa, jeez! Whoa! Okay, chicken strip, whoa! Whoa, come on, go, whoa! Chicken strip, come on, whoa! Oh my gosh! Definitely need to work with chicken strip more, because it is getting out of control. What we need to do is just run it around. Hopefully it doesn't bite me, because it's getting to that size where a bite from this hurts really bad. Chicken strip. I don't want to restrain it at all if I don't have to. I'm just trying to calm it down. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, we're gonna need to work with chicken strip a lot more because it has gotten out of hand. Whew. When that mouth opens up and comes around, I do not want to get bit. As a matter of fact, when Abasuku was about this size, I have a pretty gnarly scar on my hand from getting bit by it. Oh my goodness gracious, chicken strip. Whew. I tell you what, we were working with this out a lot. Sharp nails. But it has definitely gotten fired up recently. Oh my gosh. Now that it's starting to calm down and my heart rate is starting to go down too. Whew, that was a crazy run with this little guy for sure, but now he's starting to calm down a little bit. Of course, I think by next year, he's gonna be big enough to potentially breed. Now, he's gonna be 3.5, almost 4 years old, which is mature enough with age, but now we just gotta get the size on him, because right now, of course, if you put this in with Abasuku, there's a chance that it would just eat it, right? Because Abasuku is so big, so we need to get chicken strip quite a bit larger, but definitely growing a lot now. But we got to work on its attitude, guys, because I tell you what, I'm bloodied up just from his claws, and there was a couple really close calls when it comes to biting. That's one thing that chicken strip hasn't done much recently, is try to bite. You know, it'll still run and kind of wear out, but it was trying to bite today, and that is something I do not want chicken strip to ever do. So again, just like the albino and black alligators, it'd be the same thing. We would get double het for snow Nile monitors. Again, the only ones in the world. How awesome is that? So this is a big initiative, and hopefully next year we can do our first monitor breedings here at the Reptarium and produce some little baby double het albino melanistic Nile monitors. I mean, how awesome would that be? But like I said, you can certainly see that chicken strip calms down after a little while, but whoo, doggy, that thing gave me a run for my money. Of course, we have 3 species of dendrobatids. These are the Azuris, which are the blues that I love so much. I hope that we can breed all 3 species here. You know, they're getting to that sexual maturity now, almost big enough to breed. It'll be really cool to produce baby dart frogs, there's no doubt about it. I mean, look at how cute those things are. I would go crazy if we ever hatch any of these. Of course, we have our guys, Diddy and Dixie. Come on, guys, let's go. Come on, out, out, out. Come on, Dixie, come on out. Get Dixie, come on. Come on. And typically what happens is once Dixie is out, Diddy will come out as well. Come on, girl. There you go. And here comes my boy, Diddy. How are you, buddy boy? Good job, bud. There you go. You guys are so cute. Can you imagine baby Diddy and Dixies? They are definitely going to be ready to breed this coming year for sure. So hopefully this summer, we could put a lay box in with Dixie here and hopefully we'll get some eggs. I tell you what, I will absolutely freak out if that happens. And they are so funny. They know where those superworms are. See Dixie? She's like, oh, I know where they are, Dad. You silly little monkey. So we just have to keep on beeping them up. Like I said, they're not quite big enough yet, but I think over the winter, they'll definitely gain enough size where they should be big enough, you know, because from a maturity standpoint, they're basically sexually mature now, right? Okay, guys, you guys are so cheeky. Come on, buds, come on, all the way. There you go. You too, Diddy? Here you go, bud. No, Diddy. No, Diddy. He found it as soon as he saw it. I mean, they are so smart. This goes back to what I was talking about yesterday with reptiles being so smart. As soon as they know where they are, they always know I hide them behind my back, so they go behind my back and follow them. They are so funny. Okay, you guys ready to go back home? I want to have a go at the Nosy Bee Panther chameleons. Of course, Karma and his girlfriend Destiny. She's about a year away from potentially being big enough to breed, but again, just an animal I would love to actually produce more of. And again, these guys have like an 8 to 10 year lifespan typically, so it'd be cool to kind of keep his line going, right? So if we produce babies and he's going to be about, you know, 3.5, 4 years old, by the time his babies are big and beautiful, he's going to be kind of getting to old age. Maybe we'll retire him over at BHB and put some of his babies on, if that makes any sense. So anyways, it's just one of those things that I'd love to do. So I don't have a ton of breeding plans over here at the Reptarium, but there's certainly some species I want to breed, and I'm sure in the future that will expand. Again, the Reptarium is more about education, behavior, training, experiences with reptiles, more than it is about actually producing reptiles. But hey, we still have a bunch of animals that we'd love to produce. There's no doubt about that. So yeah, hopefully we'll have some luck breeding some of these animals. I mean, it'd be pretty cool. Again, it's from a sentimental standpoint. Just having more babies of the animals we love, that would be so cool. Hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, do me a favor. Right here is a playlist of a bunch of snake eggs. If you guys were talking about breeding, that's what you could do, is watch that playlist. Up here you can subscribe to my podcast channel. Please, it really means a lot to me. It's called Checking In. On this side, I really hope that you are subscribed to this channel. If you're not, hit that subscription button. Also turn those post notifications on. Have an absolutely wonderful day. Remember, be kind to someone, and I promise I'll see you tomorrow.